Hello viewers, welcome to CEC lectures. Myself Dr. Preeti Japani. I am from Department of Computer Science, Arabat College, University of Delhi. So in this ongoing series of HTML, we have seen basics of HTML along with other text of controlling the HTML and creation of HTML links, the basics about that. So agenda for today's lecture is we'll be covering the list part of the HTML along with some other tags like image tag, pre tag, and we will also see how to enclose comments. Now let us begin with the image tag. So in a web page you have seen many of the images are there which are inserted inside the web page. So in order to insert that image, we have the tag which is img tag along with its many attributes. So let's try to see how we are going to use that img tag. So here on the screen, if you can see the code, there is doc type HTML, then HTML and body begin, and then there are kind of two normal text, which one is in H2, another one is in paragraph, and here the next tag, which is the tag, is img. Now please notice here that img is not a paired tag. We don't have any /img for closing the img tag. It is just an open non-paired tag. So img. Now coming to the various attributes of img tag, one is src. Src is a source, and source will be having the name, or more specifically we can say the path of that particular image file which we want to display. Then we have alt text. I am coming to the alt text, but before going to the alt text, let me explore width and height. So width is equals to 104, which is in pixels, height is equals to 142, again in pixels. So this is basically width is equals to, within the double inverted commas you will define the width and height in which you want to display the picture in pixels. Now apart from src, which is the source, width and height, we have one more attribute here for this img tag, and that is alt. Alt is the text which will be displayed alternatively. Alternatively means, let's say for example, this particular image file which I have given in the source is not found because of some reason, because of any reason. It is your system is not able to find this flower.jpg. Then instead of that image file, what will be the display? Then instead of that image file, the alternative display there will be a text which is going to be written inside the alt attributes. So four attributes we have seen. One is src, which is basically the kind of ideally it should be the complete path. Now why I have not written the complete path here in my code? Because this flower.jpg I have stored in the current folder. Current folder means where I am storing my HTML codes. Within that particular folder I have stored that flower.jpg. So the first kind of search location for system will be the current folder. So it will look for the current folder in order to locate this flower.jpg, and the kind of we can say the code is going to find that. So the job is easier. But please remember, if your this JPEG file or any image file, it could be a PNG, it could be a BMP, whatever, if you don't have that particular file inside your current folder, then here you have to give the whole path of your resource or of your source file. Then apart from source location, we have alt, which is google.com. Then Width and height. Width and height are simple in pixels. Alt is the text which is going to be displayed. Alternatively, in case your system is unable to find that source file of image which is to be displayed, and here this is closed by /body and /html. Now let's see the output. So here is the output: HTML images, the text in H2, then HTML as images are defined with img tag, that's the text in paragraph, and there you have this flower.jpg along with the specified height and width. Now as that flower.jpg has been found, there is no need of that alt text. The alt text is there only when the system is unable to find your designated image file. After that, in the previous lecture I have told you that the earlier versions of HTML were having a font tag which was there to kind of control the font size, the font type and the font color. So color, size and type, these three things were covered or controlled using the font tag, but that font tag is not used anymore in HTML file. So instead of font tag we have one attribute. Now please remember, this is a style attribute which is going to be used with paragraph tag. We have already seen p tag. Along with the p tag we are going to use this style attribute. The earlier there was a font tag and color, font type and size were the attributes. Here style itself is the attribute which is used inside the paragraph. So let's try to see what elements or what kind of display can be controlled using this style tag. So if you can see, we have on the fifth line we have p style is equals to, and within the double inverted commas I have written color colon red. That means color is going to be red for the text which is written inside this p and /p. Then we have on the next line p style. In the similar manner we have color blue, and then there is the text which is I am blue followed by /p. Then p style is equals to font dash size colon 50 px. Px is for pixels. So here we have written the font size is going to be 50 pixels. So what we have covered here, we have controlled the color of the text. For one text we have taken it as red, for another one we have taken it as blue, as well as we have controlled the size of the text by using the font size inside the style attribute and font size colon. Whatever value you want to put for that particular element, that is to be kind of written after the colon. For example, in the first statement I have written color colon red. That means red is the value which I want to opt for the color. In the second, blue is the value which I want to opt for the color, and in the third, 50 pixels should be the value of the font size. Now let's see the output. So here is the output: one normal text, then a text which says I am red, that's a red colored text, then another text which says I am blue, that's a blue colored text, and with 50 pixels we have one more statement which says I am pink. So here we have used three attributes of or three values inside the style attribute, 2 for colors and 1 for the pixels. There are there is much to be taken inside the style attribute. When we go into the cascading style sheet CSS, then we will explore more about the style sheet. Then we have HTML comments. So in every programming language you have seen that there are some kind of we can say statements which are there to be used only by the user, and that for we can say kind of a documentation, or those are for understandability purpose. These are not for the system to execute. So here on the similar lines we have comments in the HTML tag. These are to be ignored by the browser. There is only kind of we can say to be used when we need to write something, some comments or some documentation for the user. And within the kind of tags, brackets of angle brackets of the tag, the HTML comment tag will start with the exclamation sign followed by the two dashes is actually and if you want to have any comment which is not to be executed or which is not to be displayed by the we can say your browser, then we will be using HTML comment tag. Now after comment tag, we also want to see that in order to control the text, and we want the control in such a manner that whatever white spaces, whatever kind of blank lines we are giving, those all should be displayed as given in the code. So earlier we have seen that all those blank spaces and all those kind of line feeds will be ignored by the browser, which are there inside the paragraph tag. And paragraph tag is the tag which is used in order to we can say display the normal tag, normal text. But what if we want to have some spaces, some line feeds inside those text? So for that we have a tag which is pre-formatted, which is written as PRE. Again it is a paired tag. We have PRE, which is pre-formatted tag. So inside this pre-formatted tag, whatever you are going to write, as we have kind of given the information that the text inside PRE tag is pre-formatted, that means your browser is not going to disturb that particular text aesthetically. That means that text will be displayed as it is. So if you have given kind of three line spaces will be displayed if those line spaces are enclosed inside pre tag. Then we can have let's say we have given multiple spaces between two words, so those multiple spaces between two words will also be kind of displayed as it is. Earlier when we were using P tag, paragraph text, all these tags, all these spaces and line feeds were ignored. But if we are going to enclose the text inside the pre element, it will be displayed in a fixed width font. No change in the width of the font will be there for pre, and it is going to preserve the spaces as well as the line breaks both. So sometimes we need to do all these things. So here we have written whatever material we will be writing inside the pre, that will be displayed as it is. Now let's see the program. So pre-formatted tag, when we want to use, we have simple that doc type HTML, then we have HTML body and one heading, one element, and then we have started the tag pre, and within that pre tag we have written we have given 4 or maybe 5 line spaces, line breaks, and multiple spaces between two words at the fourth line, which are both and spaces. And let's see how your browser is going to browser is going to output this pre text. So here if you can see, the text which is displayed or which was enclosed inside the pre is having a fixed width font. It also it is also taking care of spaces and line breaks whatever number of line breaks I have given in the kind of HTML file inside the pre tag is preserved here, and you also notice the spaces between the terms, which is both and spaces. So, the words both and spaces are having multiple spaces within them. So, multiple spaces here are preserved. So, if you want to preserve the spaces and line breaks, and if you want to have those line breaks and spaces as it is, that is going to be the kind of that text should be enclosed inside the pre-formatted text, pre-formatted tag, which is pre. So, here till this point what we have covered, one how to write HTML comments. Then we have seen what is the alternative of font tag, which was earlier used in your previous versions, which were HTML5 and the previous before HTML5, the previous version, which were HTML4 and all that. And apart from that, we have seen the pre-formatted text. So, pre-formatted text is nothing but the text in which you don't want to disturb the line breaks, you don't want to disturb the width of the font, or you don't want to disturb the spaces as well, you want to preserve them. So, all these tags we have seen till this point. Now, coming to one kind of new subtopic, which is very important in case of HTML, that is HTML list. So, you have seen many times that there is a web page and there are many lists which are kind of made or which are displayed on the web page. For example, we have seen kind of here are your options and those options are displayed. Now, that is what you called a list. Now, there are HTML, you can say, is a kind of rich language in terms of the types of list. There are 3 types of lists which are available in the HTML. One is unordered list, another one is ordered list, and third one is descriptive list. Now, let us try to understand all these 3 types of lists: unordered, ordered and descriptive, one by one. So, unordered list, as the name suggests, there is no order between there is no order of list elements. So, whatever you are going to write, let's say tea, coffee and cold drink, these are the 3 terms which are, or these are the 3 items which you are going to enclose inside a list. These are known as list item. So, if there is no order, that means the list is either kind of having that's a bulleted list. Now, that bullet can be of any form. It could be a hollow circle, it could be a filled circle, or it could be a square, or it could be any other image. All these types can be explored in case of unordered list, but there is no ordering. If we are using bullets, let's say normal circles. So, normal circles are you can change the order of tea, coffee, or you can write it coffee, tea, that's okay. But if we come to ordered list, so in case of ordered list, we will be writing, let's say 1 number tea, 2 number coffee and 3 number, let's say, cold drink. So, that's a ordered list, because here is the specific order of tea, coffee and cold drink, that is 1, 2, 3. Now, as in an unordered list, we have options for bullets. This could be a hollow bullet, this could be a filled circle, this could be a square, or this could be an image also. In case of an ordered list, it could be any numbering type. That means it could be 1, 2, 3 in normal kind of a style, which is we can say Roman style, or we can have 1, 2, 3 and Arabic style, or we can have A, B, C as capitals, or we can have A, B, C as small. So any type of any normal ordering we can we will be able to customize, or we will be able to take it. So these are unordered list and ordered list. So after unordered and ordered list, HTML is having one more list, which is the descriptive list. Now let's say many times you have seen we want to write some paragraph. For example, let's say we want to write some paragraphs on the beverages in India. So let's say we use tea and then a colon, and there is a paragraph about the tea. Then the next item in the list is coffee, the colon, and there is a paragraph about the coffee, and then maybe cold drink, and then there is a paragraph about the cold drink. So basically what I am trying to say here is, for each and every list items I am having a description. So there is a list item followed by a description, then another list item followed by the description. So that kind of list is also possible in case of HTML. So HTML is having three types of list. One is unordered list, in which in the place of rather than having numbers or ABCD, you can have bullets or squares or any other images, or you can have a ordered list in which there is a specific sequence of the list items, which is 1, 2, 3 or ABC, whatever you have, various versions here as well. Then we have a descriptive list, which is comprising of a description title, and then there is a description of that particular list item. So a descriptive item, and then there is a descriptive description of that particular data. So these three types of HTML list are possible. Now as far as programming is concerned, if we are going to use the unordered list, we will be using it with we will be starting it, or we will be programming it with using the tag UL. So UL will mark the start of the unordered list, and for each and every item we will be using LI. So LI is the UL is also a paired tag, so is the LI. Then for ordered list, we will be using OL as the tag, opening and closing, and within OL we will be using each and every list item using LI. And for descriptive list, we have DL and DD as the description item and the description for that particular list item. So here we have seen that what all types of lists are available when we want to have the list on the web page using the HTML code. These are unordered list, ordered list, and descriptive list. Unordered list is going to be start with UL, ordered list with OL, and other attributes will also follow if we want to change the style. So after this particular introduction to the HTML list, we will be covering the programming of all these three types of the list in the upcoming lecture. So let me summarize this. Here we have used in this particular lecture we have learnt about all of the types of HTML list. Programming of these lists we will be covering shortly. Then we have seen your pre-formatted tag, then we have seen HTML comments, and some other tags also we have completed, we have understood for how these tags are used inside HTML. So hope you had a fruitful learning. And here for the preparation of this lecture, here is the list of references which has been used. Keep learning. Thank you.